Well, we got started basically through a group of friends getting together. I began to write songs with the co-founder of the band, a guy called Tony Wilson. And from a songwriting point of view, we then got a few friends together and started the band Hot Chocolate.
So you started writing before you started performing?
Right. That's right. I was a songwriter first.
Have you actually ever sold any of your material to other people?
Very early days, somebody like Mary Hopkins did a song of mine, and Julie Felix in the 70s, yeah.
So which do you prefer? Do you prefer the writing or the performing side of it?
Oh, much more the performing side.
Now, I said 1970 was the first hit for you. Mm-hmm. That was Love Is Life, of course.
Like any new band, when your first hit single is an amazing experience for you. And it was a great big surprise and a wonderful experience. I was from North London, from West Hampstead. So was the guy called Tony Wilson, who played bass and was the co-founder. And then the other guys are from South London.
And ever since you were a lad then, did you want to be in a band?
No, it was quite accidental. I found when I was about 17, words and melodies began to come into my head. Before then I had no ambitions whatsoever. And I was encouraged to start to write songs, and I developed from there. Who
were your favourites when you were a small boy then?
Well, it was the usual Motown stuff and early rock stuff, like the Beatles and Rolling Stones and all the stuff coming from Stevie Wonder and all those people.
Would you say that your music had been influenced perhaps by all of them at some time?
It was influenced by all of them, and also I was born in Jamaica. I came here when I was 10, and even some of the calypso things and blue beat melodies influenced me. So I was influenced right across the board, and that's why the music of Hot Chocolate, for some time, people couldn't put it in any bag. It affected us because they couldn't. In those days, they used to be very. People used to always try to put you into rock and roll or soul, and Hot Chocolate was kind of the first band, one of the first, to be kind of right in the middle.
Now, the first record that I certainly remember making an impact on me was in 1974, a record called Emma. Did you write that for anybody in particular?
Basically, I used the emotions and feelings of that I had for my mother, who died when I was 19 years old, and that's why it has this haunting kind of feeling. And I'm very proud of the song. Emma
got to number 3 in 1974. The one that I suppose everybody remembers from Hot Chocolate was You Sexy Thing, a year later, 1975. Mm-hmm. Again, where was the inspiration for that from?
I would say it was basically about the woman that I eventually married. And it was the first time that I fell in love, really. And the song is basically exhilarating and has that feeling of joy and ecstasy at finding somebody to love.
Lots of people actually try and get messages across in their music and politics, whatever. Mm-hmm. Would you say that most of your music is based on your own emotions then?
Yeah, I don't think you can be a good songwriter if you don't know what you're writing about. If you don't know what emotions and how it feels to be very sad or how it feels to be ecstatically happy, then you can't really write songs.
Now, the music we've spoken about so far was at the height of the glam rock era, if you like, in the 1970s, with the platform heels and the white sequin suits and everything. Was it good to be around in the music scene at that time?
Yeah, it's brilliant. It was brilliant because 60s, 70s, pop music was very new. So we were lucky to be kind of in the middle of a very exciting, new and fresh thing. I'm not sure if the poor kids today were making music, if they feel very fresh and new. I don't know if they do. But we certainly did, and we enjoyed it immensely.
But yourself, you stood out in a crowd. You got lots of people around at that time with very long hair. That was the fashion. But you've had a shaved head for as long as anybody can remember. Where did that start?
Well, I started to. My dad was bald by the time he was 30, and by the time I was like 18, I was beginning to recede. And I didn't think when I started to sing that it would look very hip. So I thought, well, I'd be one of the first singers in the world to to have a bald head. So I was the first in this country, but I was not the first in the world as a singer because Isaac Hayes beat me to it. And it annoyed me because I went into a record shop thinking I was the first, and there was this bald-headed guy, and I saw Isaac Hayes. I thought, oh no, I'm not the first in the world. But anyway, first in this country to have a bald head as a singer.
Thanks again for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please click on the like button, ring that notification bell to be informed of any future videos, and above all, make sure you subscribe. Thank you.